How you doing? I'm Brian Capperell. We're gonna swap out a starter here. First you want to do disconnect the negative battery terminal. You don't want to short out anything because that'd be a bad thing. You end up leading to fires and all kinds of bad other stuff. So what we have here is this starter right here. If you can see it, that's a 1969 and earlier starter. You can tell by the solenoid area right here, 1970 and up, has two little bolt-on areas. Okay. Here's a correctly restored one that I did for Dave. As you can see, the 1970 and up style has two little ears that bolt on. The 1969 and earlier style did not. So we're going to be putting this one in 1 second. So as I said, you disconnect the negative battery terminal so you don't get any sparks. Got the wire off, just move that up and out of the way. 11/32 and a 1/2 inch sockets, we'll take that off no problem. Right, now let's get the nuts and the bolts off to hold the starter in place. Now that we have the electrical connectors out of the way, moved up there, we're going to remove that bolt and that nut, and then the starter will come right out. Fortunately, this is a slant 6 engine car. Otherwise, you'd have to go from underneath for a big block and a small block.
We still do not have an answer for our last trivia question, and that was what kind of car was in a little old lady who had a garage.
We all know about that. Everyone was super bird.
What is it, back get up in?
The convertible one, what?
Back get up in 11/16 socket, the nut. Now to get the bolt.
They're getting more popular now, but for years they were never popular.
Right, I've had coupes before. I had a 38 Chevy coupe. I had a 36i. I had a.
Okay, and here we have it out. I'll lay them side by side so you can see the differences.
Get
back here. Now this is what I was talking about. I'm gonna put this one down a bit. 69 and older. 69 or 70 and newer. So you see the minor differences between the two.
Yeah, we work on a couple of 34s. You know, a couple of customers.
Ready, line 1. Ready, line 1.
Sat on the block. Yeah,
a second now. Go in. The old one came out. Ran into a little bit of problems. This starter here is a little bit bigger. The only difference that we had to do was we had to move the downshift linkage off of the carburetor. Now we can start bolting this back in. Keep in mind, if your car's an automatic, you're going to have a little bit of a shim that's on there.
Okay, Vinny from New Milford.
Reinstallation is basically in reverse order of what we took it out. I got a swivel on here. I may need to use a open-ended wrench sometimes, depending upon clearance. This snugged up, and then I'll get out a wrench just to use lacquer. Knock that down. Back on, and then we're pretty much good to go after we hook up the wiring. Vehicle where you cannot reach it easily. Okay, the bottom one's snug. All we have to do is hook up the electrical connections and then hook up the downshift rod, and we should be done. Now, these look pretty clean, but as a habit I have, I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper just to clean up the connections. This way I don't have any gremlins to worry about.
What two companies form American Motors? AMC. And our next question. In 1954, what two companies merged to form American Motors? We see some AMC products out here. If you think you know the answer, call
Get that one nice and
rare
clean.
valuable prizes.
Universal joint long wrench.
Okay. If you want to come over here and view it, we're all done.